Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'm back.
I was trying to think of a song to sing and my brain just lagged, so that's what I said.
I'm back. Hello, hello. Welcome to the 10th episode of the Kinda Unamused podcast. I'm here once again with Heaven. Hi, Heaven.
Guess who's back? Back again. Heaven's back. Tell a friend.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Oh, for the video listeners, I'm sorry, but we are wearing sunglasses. It's sunny. We both kind of look dead today.
I'm very tired and I have to work an overnight shift tonight, so...
11 to 5 a.m. 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Anyways, yes, we are sitting in the car again. We have our sunglasses on. That just is gonna
happen and be what it is.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the way it is. Today we have a fun episode. We are talking about
Taylor Swift.
Yay! We've talked about it briefly in the past, but Heaven here is a Swiftie.
Swiftie.
A hardcore Swiftie, but not the hardest core you can be.
No, I'm like in like the realm of craziness of Swifties. I'm on the moderate scale. Like, I like cry when she plays surprise songs I like Without Me and whatever. But I am not the kind of person who like is gonna microanalyze every single thing that she says for the rest of her life to decide if she's gonna drop a new album or whatever. And like, I keep up with her, but like not the way that other people do. And like, a lot of people get like so offended if you like say like the most like minuscule thing about her. Like, you could be like, I don't like the shoes she wore, and then they'll like come up with an excuse as to why she wore these shoes and why it's offensive that you said that. And I think it's fine if you don't like the shoes she wore on tour. Unfortunately, like, I don't know.
Specifically the shoes and only the shoes.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just making fun of you. But yeah, no, I promise you, if Heaven was like a hardcore Swiftie, we would not be associated with each other. Just because
They'd be a little creepy, to be honest.
they'd be a little creepy, they'd be a little crazy, they'd be a little intense. And if the only thing you ever talk about is Taylor Swift, then it's like, okay, you need to have somewhat of a personality. But Heaven is not like that.
I talk about her a lot, but I talk about other things too.
We're just going to be talking about Taylor Swift in general. I don't really know. Like, not of just about her, but what's going on and with the Taylor Swift world right now, I guess is the best way to put it. Because she has the Eras Tour, and she's dating a football player, and, you know, all the things. So, but before we get into that, we're going, it's not necessarily a game, but we thought it would be fun, because it's kind of like a TikTok trend.
Where we will say our favorite 2 songs off of each album, and as like a little icebreaker to introduce our way into the topics and stuff.
Yeah. Also so that you can get like a gist of
who we are
in this Swiftie world. Also, I will say, I do not say I am a Swiftie. I say that I am a Taylor Swift fan, because
A fake fan.
I'm not a fake fan.
Wait till you Swifties hear her favorite songs on each album, because y'all are going to judge her real bad, because I judged her real bad.
I think that's just... I think no matter if the song it was on the radio or if it was overplayed, just some songs just hit better with certain people. And for me, especially with the earlier albums, a lot of my choices are solely based on nostalgia. So we're going to go through each album. It's 11 albums as of this moment in time. All of this is Taylor's version. So
if there is one, there's 2 that do not have a Taylor's version right now, and that is Reputation and Debut.
Right, because Taylor's version, like, her doesn't start till Lover.
So she doesn't own anything up until Lover. So she doesn't own her original 5 albums, so she re-recorded them to be able to own her own masters. Still has not re-recorded Reputation or Debut. But
she has Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989. All those have had a Taylor's version of them. And if a lot of people, I don't know if everyone cares about this, but definitely in the Swiftie world, if you care about Taylor Swift, you're going to be playing the Taylor Swift version.
Unless it's better than Revenge.
Because
she changed the lyric.
Like, whenever it comes to that, I understand why she did it, and I think it, it benefits her, so it's good. But at the same time, sometimes I like listening to the older stuff because she sound like
her sound has changed so much since she was younger.
Yeah.
And a lot of her albums that had a more country feel originally, they don't sound as countryfied anymore.
So
like
the
specifically
songs-
Speak Now. I can't listen to Mean Taylor's version because it doesn't sound.
me.
Because, like, I love her little angry, like, twang. She's like, all you are is mean and a liar and pathetic. And she's, like, playing a little banjo. It's, like, it's peak top tier. I can't listen to it, like, with her, like, now. Like, her accent is mainly gone. Her twang, I guess, is mainly gone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But
Shall we
honestly,
get
at
into
this
it?
point, like, this is just kind of like a little random thought. Since she has so many versions of, like, the Tortured Poets department, and she has, Folklore, Evermore,
Yeah.
Lover, and Midnights, and all of those are pumping out money dollar bills all the time. Like, I'm not going to feel bad if I listen to the original song sometimes.
I think it really, for me, depends on the songs. If I don't like the Taylor's version a lot of the time, I will stream the stolen version. But a lot of the time, I don't do it on streaming. I'll get it, like, pirated on, like, some, like, 12-year-old's YouTube page, or, like, I have a lot of them on CD, so I try to do it that way so that I still feel, like, okay as, like, not as guilty.
As a
But,
Swiftie.
yeah, as a Swiftie.
So you're not betraying her?
Yeah, I don't want to betray her. But I'm sorry, I will be streaming Better Than Revenge Stolen version. She shouldn't have changed the lyrics. That's not my problem.
Okay, so we're going to get into it. The first album is Taylor Swift, but everyone calls it debut.
Taylor Swift.
Mine is Teardrops on My Guitar and Our Song.
Mine is Tim McGraw and Mary's Song. In parentheses, Oh My My My.
Oh, my.
No, but it's like, oh my, my.
Okay, so
That's hard.
next is
Fearless.
Mine is You Belong With Me and Forever and Always.
And mine is The Other Side of the Door and Tell Me Why.
I personally like this album because it's very nostalgic to me. Heaven feels otherwise though.
This is my least favorite Taylor Swift album, actually. There's nothing per se wrong with the album. There's just, like, not a whole lot of songs that, like, I really am strongly gravitated towards. So it's just not my favorite. And my least favorite Taylor Swift song ever is on there. So that knocks it down a couple pegs, too. Are you wanting clarification?
Yeah, what's this?
The Best Day.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because I do not have an excellent father.
Rip. Okay. Anyway, next is
Speak Now.
Mine is Mean and Back to December.
And mine is Long Live and Haunted. If you know, you know.
Next is
I didn't realize you were ready for the next one. My apologies.
Mine is The Last Time and I Knew You Were Trouble.
And mine is The Last Time and Nothing New. 1989.
Mine is everyone's gonna hate me for this. Shake It Off and Clean.
Even I rolled my eyes at her for that. Mine is I Wish You Would and Is It Over Now? That changes a lot, though, because I really like 1989.
Next is Reputation.
Sorry, my brain is mush today.
Mine is
Anyways.
Delicate
1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch. Anyways.
and Dancing with Our Hands Tied.
And mine are Gorgeous and Getaway Car. Because nothing good starts in a getaway car.
Next is
Lover.
That was so good.
That was kind of good. Wow, she's really good.
Mine is Afterglow and I Think He Knows.
Mine is Death by a Thousand Cuts and The Archer. Rip to The Archer on the Eras tour. I won't ever forgive her for that, actually.
Mine is Exile and Cardigan.
And mine is Exile and My Tears Ricochet.
Mine is Nobody, No Crime and Evermore.
And mine is Tolerate It and 'Tis the Damn Season. Oh my god, you guys are gonna think I'm so emo. Midnight.
Mine is You're On Your Own, Kid and Sweet Nothing.
And mine is You're Losing Me and Bejeweled. Don't Cancel Me. That was my first favorite song off the album, and it really stuck with me. So, and I love the dance. Shout out to, I think his name is Michael Arellano, I think is his name. She gave him the 22 hat, and she does the dance on tour because of him, because he made the dance.
Okay, next is
The Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah. My favorite is I Hate It Here and Florida.
Mine is also Florida. But my other favorite one is So High School. Truth, dare, spin, bottles. You know how to ball. I know Aristotle. Brand new, full Dorado. Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. It's true. Swear.
Okay, no more. We're gonna get copyrighted.
No, it won't. It won't be copyright because I'm singing the song, so it would be considered a cover.
Okay, and we're gonna do our favorite album out of all the 11.
Mine is Reputation.
And mine is Midnights. Honestly, for me, like a little explanation for the Midnights thing. Midnights was the album that got me back into liking Taylor Swift because I had a huge gap of years. I think it was once it was Lover, from Lover, Folklore, and Evermore. I wasn't listening to Taylor Swift at all. Then Midnights happened, and I was like, okay, wait.
I made her actually listen to Midnights with me when it came out, and she was like, wait, this kind of slays. And then we started listening to Taylor Swift together, and then here we are.
Here we are. Now we're talking about Taylor Swift in an entire episode.
My favorite is Reputation because I feel like it's like so different compared to her other stuff. Like I feel like it's really on like the like edgier type side, but like and I like that the fact that like the aesthetic and the vibe of it seems like all edgy, but when you actually listen to the songs, they're like really sweet and they're like love songs.
Yeah, they're all love songs, right? For the most part.
For the most part, except for Look What You Made Me Do.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
And This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
I don't know how that one goes.
This is why we can't have nice
Things.
something. Because we break them, I had to take them
Away.
Why don't you just call Taylor up? What's funny is that TikTok sound is actually a Kris Jenner from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's her saying that to Kim, I think, because Kim and Taylor have infamous beef and endless beef, apparently, because Taylor Swift just made Thank You Amy and was basically like, fuck you.
What's going on with Taylor Swift right now, Heaven?
The Eras Tour is poppin' and crack-a-lackin'. There hasn't been, like, too much with the Eras Tour recently. Just, like, she's been doing mashups for her surprise songs, and I don't like the mashups, personally.
I don't like the mashups either. Whenever it comes to surprise songs, we were talking about this yesterday. I personally think that it should be just the two songs because it makes it feel more special. Like, oh, my show was this song and this song, not this song, this song, this song, this song. Because like the mashup is like 2 songs each, right?
It's 2 to 3 songs each. And it's kind of like also these mashups that she's doing, she's playing the same like 10 to 20 songs like over and over and over again, when originally there was no repeats except for like Midnights she could repeat, or if she messed it up. So like it felt more special, like that was catered to your specific show. Like it felt like even now, like I got Welcome to New York and Clean, and like she's played those again in a mashup in Paris of all places. I don't know why she did that in Paris, but whatever. But she did like a 1989 mashup, and it was those two, and is it over now? I can't remember which one it was because she keeps doing like the same like 20 mashups, but it's just like frustrating for like I'm sure the people who didn't get to go the first, like in the first leg, like they're like, oh well, these people, they get the full songs, they get like they only like their song was only played like one time. Like I don't like that she has changed it to mashups. And even when she was doing like the mashups at first, she was doing like a mashup of 2 songs and then she'd play one song full, but the whole song, it was unfortunately from Tortured Poets Department, it's like like it felt better to me because at least you were still getting one entire song rather than you get like a snippet of this song and a snippet of this song, and if she's feeling crazy, like a snippet of this song, or like she's doing mashups with stuff on the set list. Like she did, I think, a mashup recently of So High School, Everything Has Changed, and something else. I can't remember what the other one was. I know I was really upset about it, but I was really upset about Everything Has Changed. Like, at that point, like, why are you playing the same song twice? Like, I've already heard this song.
You know what would have been, like, do you have any idea of how many songs does she have in total?
Last I knew, it was around 240 something.
Do you know how many shows she's done?
We're at 100 and, like, 13 to 15, I think.
It would have been cool if each show, like, each performance only had one song, and like she would never repeat.
Yeah.
So that's like a designated song for that show, so that you would know exactly what show. Like, oh yeah, I went to the New York one and whatever time, and it was the this and this surprise song.
And also, like, it makes it feel less special, too, like, in the sense that when the first time you went, you could be like, let's say the surprise songs were Getaway Car and Maroon. It would feel more special to you that you heard Getaway Car and Maroon. Now she's mashed up Getaway Car like 3 times. She's played Maroon 9 times. And You're on Your Own, Kid 9 times. At that point, just add them to the set list. Clearly, based on the fact that she changed the set list already, she doesn't care about changing the set list. Add them to the set list. Nobody really, except for me, likes Mastermind. So just get rid of it at that point and do a mashup of You're on Your Own, Kid and Maroon. Then you won't have to keep playing them as a surprise song, because I'm sure most people are angry when they get it now.
I feel like she just has so many songs to choose from that are good. Like, majority of her songs are decent. She just has so many options. Even if she doesn't like playing them, it's for your fans.
Like,
know?
at the end of the day, while the show's about you because you're the performer, you're not the one watching the show. You're the one performing. So, like, you should be trying to at least cater to your audiences a little bit, which is why it frustrates me that she changed the set list in the first place, because the original set list it was pretty balanced between radio songs and deeper cuts that fans enjoy. And real fans is what, like, fans who have loved her for a really long time and have indulged in all of her music. Like, she had a lot of more songs like that, whereas when she added the Tortured Poets department, she just added a bunch of more, like, radio, TikTok popular songs and got rid of a lot of fan favorites. Like, she got rid of The Archer, which is one of my favorites. She got rid of my absolute favorite song on the set list, Tolerate It. She got rid of Long Live, which is actually a love letter to the fans. So that's frustrating. And I missed Long Live. I'm going to miss it twice. I went in May of last year, and I didn't have it because it wasn't on the set list yet. She added it to the set list in July when Speak Now came out, and then she just took it off when she added Tortured Poets Department. So I didn't get my favorite song on the album twice.
Yeah, we're going in
November. On my 21st birthday.
Yes, November 22nd in Toronto, right?
Yeah. Rogers Centre, Toronto.
Yes. So we're very excited to go. I'm hoping that when she goes on this next, she's having more American ones, right?
Yeah, so she's switching from Europe. I think she has a bunch more shows left in Europe, and then I think she goes on a 2-month break in between our shows or something, or like maybe it's like August to like October or something. I don't know. I know she goes on a 2-month break before the American leg. Like, I'm hoping that maybe she'll like change it a little bit and maybe add Long Live back on there. As much as I love Tolerate It, I feel like it's more personal to the fans if she were to re-add Long Live to the set list, because the song is about her fans. And, like, at the end of the day, I feel like that's really important as an artist. Like, if you're going to make a love song about like, a love letter to your fans, you should keep it on the set list and not only have certain fans hear it.
I'm just hoping by the time it's our show, she does change something, at least. Yeah, at least the surprise songs, to where it's not a mashup of every single song, and she starts adding more songs. And I don't really care that much about the outfits, if I'm being honest.
Me neither.
Like, I personally don't keep track of the outfits. I think the outfits that she has now is fine.
The only thing, like, outfit-wise that I care about is I really like the Who is Taylor Swift Anyway, Ew 22 t-shirt. Yeah, for the red era. It says, like, Who is Taylor Swift Anyway, and then it says Ew in red. I think that that's so funny. So I wish that she would wear that one.
What has she been wearing?
She hasn't worn that one in a while. The one that she wore today said a lot going on at the moment, and then sometimes she wears the nothing going on at the moment. She wears the I Bet You Think About Me one a lot. Originally, there was only really like 3 options for the 22 shirts, and then she started changing them. One that she's been wearing is This Is Not Taylor's version. I don't know why she's been wearing that. That one confuses me a little bit, but she cut The Archer, and then she didn't cut anything from Fearless, which she probably shouldn't. There's only 3 songs there anyway. She didn't cut anything from Red. She cut Long Live, Speak Now. So Speak Now went from 2 songs back to 1, which I think is rude. And the song that she picked is not a good option, but whatever. That I will leave to the wolves, I guess. Enchanted sucks. And it's too long. Why is it such a long song? It's literally like 6 minutes of her saying the same thing over and over and over again. Like, literally the only good part is the part where she's like, please don't be in love with someone else. Anyways, she cut the one She cut The Last Great American Dynasty. She cut Tolerate It and 'Tis the Damn Season. I believe she shortened Betty. And she combined the Folklore and Evermore era into one. Because before, Evermore had its own set with 5 songs. I don't believe she cut anything else after that. Folklore and Evermore took the biggest hit, I feel, which is unfortunate and odd because why does Red have such a long set when Red had its own tour? I thought the point of the Eras tour was more of a tour for the albums she didn't get to tour before, and the albums she didn't get to tour were, first of all, Debut. She never toured for that. But Debut doesn't have a single song on the set list. Like, please put Tim McGraw on the set list. She didn't tour Debut. She didn't tour Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and then Midnights, and now Tortured Poets Department. So why wouldn't you cut Red? Like, Red does not need to be as long as it is. Like, it has 5 songs, I think, and one of the songs is 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I feel like she should even that out. If you're going to play All Too Well, the 10-minute version, you should not have as many songs for Red and put that towards, what did you say, Speak Now only has 1?
Speak Now only has 1. Debut has none. And then she cut Folklore and Evermore, which she had never toured before now. So I don't understand why she would shorten the ones that didn't get their own tour and will never get their own tour. Like, she's never going to do a Folklore Evermore tour, like, because it's on the Eras tour. And then the stuff that I feel like she made a couple poor choices with what she added from Tortured Poets. I know Fortnite is the lead single, but genuinely, like, 5 people on this planet like that song. I'm not one of them. And why did she mash it up with Down Bad? That's just weird.
Now I'm down bad, crying at the gym.
I think Down Bad was a good choice on its own, but I don't think it's a good choice mashed up with Fortnite, and I don't think Fortnite was a good choice. Like, I think But Daddy I Love Him is fun, but I don't think she should have played the whole song. The whole song is like almost, it's like 5 minutes and 40 seconds or like almost 6 minutes long. There's no reason you need to play that whole long ass song. I like Who's Afraid of Little Old Me on the set list. I think that's a good choice. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived is with the marching band. I'm really excited to see that, actually. I think that's going to be pretty impressive. And then I love So High School, so I think that should stay. And that's the only one from the anthology that's on there, so.
I wonder if I just wonder what her like thought process is whenever she's going through the set list and deciding what stays and what goes.
I'm a little curious as to like what the purpose behind keeping the more radio TikTok songs than to keep the ones that like her longtime fans have really adored, because it feels to me like she's catering to newer fans or people who are just buying her tickets for the clout of it all.
That's what I was thinking. Because, as of, like, recently or, like, right now, pretty much, going to the Eras tour is, like, it's
a flex.
It's a flex. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it will never happen again. So a lot of people are going to it, even if they're not, hardcore, die-hard fans or whatever, or necessarily really even care that much about Taylor Swift, because it's a big deal, People are going to say that they went. And it's also, it's fun because you get to dress up all fun and
you get to trade friendship bracelets and
yeah, it's like a whole
stuff.
It's kind of like an event to a degree. So I wonder if part of the music choices, I wonder if she's actually the only person that's making these decisions, or if it's like her I don't know what she has, but like her team, her manager, her publicist, all those people,
and her parents too. Her parents are a really big part of her team.
Well, like just like other people that are saying, well, there's more people here that don't really know you all that well, but I wonder if they're like, well, yeah, so we're getting like an idea of how many people that are actually coming to your show, if whether or not they're actually Swifties, or because they can figure that stuff out for somehow. And if they're like, we need to play songs that everyone knows from the radio and stuff. So I wonder if that's partially the case, or like that's the only thing that really makes sense to me.
Is like it's like a marketing type of thing to like get more people to come.
Yeah.
Which I can like get that to a degree, but then also it feels like a dig to the people who wanted to see her so badly that like there were fans who were spending $1,500 on a ticket that's in the nosebleeds because they are such like dedicated fans, and then you're taking away the songs that like the long-term fans love. Like, I like the Lover set list the way that it was originally, like the Lover portion. Like, I thought that that was really good. Like, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is a really good opening. I think that I wish the bridge was in it, though. I really love the bridge to that song. But, like, The Archer, like, that's a very well known and well loved song, and it's like it's a lot of people's favorite track 5, which are like the more emotional, heart-wrenching tracks. So like I feel as though like that was a dig. Like it doesn't, like I know it wasn't like intended to be a dig, but it feels like a dig to like people who have stuck by her, like me, who I've stuck by her. I stuck by her during Reputation. I've stuck by her since I was 5 years old. My first favorite song was Tim McGraw, like, and like I loved You Belong With Me. Like I used to be sat in front of the TV all the time, just Taylor Swift on a loop. Like my mom says that Taylor Swift is basically her daughter because she can never escape her.
I wonder. Oh no, not I wonder. You know, I think that they're somewhat missing an opportunity to a degree to play songs that, you know, were not on the radio, that are somewhat quote unquote lesser known, because I don't think anything Taylor Swift is lesser known at this point, but you know, like lesser known songs, things that weren't on the radio, because even if you go to the concert and you don't know the song, you're learning about new songs, and it could potentially give people new favorites.
And it also could show like people newer songs and get these songs, or like songs that they haven't heard before. It could get these songs more streams. If she's so big on the charts, like why isn't she wanting to, like, you know, make sure that let's say, I don't know, Hoax, for example, isn't really that well of a listened to song on Folklore. Why wouldn't you want to make sure that that gets played a couple times or whatever, like even if it's not on the set list, just like as a surprise song, so like more people are like, wow, that song's pretty, like I should give it a listen. So then it bumps up the views or the streams, and it evens out that with like the other songs on there, because like Cardigan probably has like a billion freaking streams, and then Hoax probably has like 500,000 or something.
Yeah, but then in like the same breath, there's also all those Swifties that want to gatekeep songs. They get upset when people start to like songs that were lesser known.
I personally don't care about that. I only care when it's someone in real life that I know that I don't like. Like, there's this one girl, I won't name her name. If Kylie listens to this podcast, Kylie knows who I'm talking about. This girl uses, like, she's 20, and she still makes TikToks like she's in 8th grade, and she uses, like, Taylor Swift and, like, Harry Styles songs, and that just pisses me off, because, like, and I will say that I am very content at the fact that I got tickets and she didn't.
But why? Did she say in the past that she doesn't like Taylor Swift, or are you just upset because you don't like her?
Well, she wasn't really ever like she never said that she didn't like her, but she, like, I know that she wasn't really that into her. Like, she used to be like, I listen to, like, Drake and trap music and what have you, but she's also really annoying, and the TikToks that she makes to them give me the ick real bad.
So you just don't like seeing the content that she makes associated with the songs that you like.
Yeah, like, leave Taylor out of this, please.
So I personally really want to hear, I know that she's played it a couple times in the show. I know she's done it at least once for a surprise song kind of mashup. And she used to play No Body, No Crime, right?
Yes.
I would love to hear No Body, No Crime. I just think it's such a storytelling type song, and it's all about murder. And I think it's really fun. It makes me want her to direct, not be in, but direct a romance murder mystery type movie.
Yeah, I definitely think, because that song is, like, most likely, like, I feel like I remember her saying it, but I don't want to, like, say that she said it and be wrong, but I feel like she said that it was based off of, so she said that, I believe that she said it was based off of a Lifetime movie, or, like, she was, like, drinking wine during the pandemic, watching Lifetime movies, and the inspiration kind of came to her, and I think that that would be, like, a really good, like, even if she just made, like, a short film, like she made All Too Well, like, made it about No Body, No Crime, I think that that would be really cool.
I would be obsessed with that.
That would be so cool.
Obsessed.
I wish we were, like, talented in, like, the directorial type world, because I would totally, like, we could totally make one.
No, I think that if I was given a group of actors and the supplies, I could do it. But we don't have...
Hit us up if you can act, please.
And if you have freaking cameras and shit, because I don't.
And if you have a nice camera.
I could do it.
I actually did see a film student from like Juilliard or something. Like he was like a really prestigious school film student, but he for his final project for one of his classes, like you were supposed to make a short film based on a song, and he made one about Betty, and I thought it was really good. I wish I remembered his name because I waited a long time. Yeah, I waited a long time for it because he was like teasing it for a while. But it was like really good for like something like it could have been like one of hers. Like I would believe it.
But yeah, I would want No Body No Crime or.
And we're going off the assumption that there's only gonna be 2 surprise songs, not a mashup.
Not a mashup.
I do have mashups in my back pocket for that, but I don't want.
I mean, whenever it comes to the surprise songs, I don't mind her not playing the entirety of the song. Like if she only sings like, I don't know how it goes, but like half of the song, or like kind of cuts it up a little bit to where it's just like not the full 3.5 minutes or whatever, but like 2.5, something like that.
As long as like most of the song.
Yeah, as long as it's most of the song is fine. I honestly would like to listen to I Hate It Here. But
that one's not bad.
I know that
really
people
cool
don't.
With the lakes.
I know that people don't necessarily like that song because of the one lyric. But yeah, we could talk about that a little bit later.
So those are your 2: is Nobody, No Crime, and I Hate It Here.
Yeah.
My first one is definitely The Last Time. That is one of my favorite songs ever that she's ever written. I think it's such a beautiful song. Even if she didn't bring Gary Lightbody back for it, which I would love if she did. Taylor Swift, please, for my birthday, bring Gary Lightbody for The Last Time. But I just think that would be a really great song to hear. And then I have like 2 that I'm like torn between, because Gorgeous is my favorite song of hers, like of all time. I would love to hear that live, but also like I really think for like a really good like surprise song to be paired up with The Last Time, I feel like Exile is a really good one, because they're both like the duets and they're both like conversations between the singers, and I just feel like that would be like a really cool full circle moment. And I really love Exile. I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all. So we're going to talk about a little bit of her controversy and a little bit of how we feel about it.
I'm not going to get too deep into it, because, in our personal opinions, just because,
yeah.
people hate people.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like there isn't a whole lot that you can say nowadays that will not get you in trouble,
or get canceled, just because.
Not that we're very famous, but
no, I just I don't want.
I don't want any backlash.
It's just solely based off of our own opinions and what we think is, what's important to us, our morals, whatever, all that shit. So, if you have a different opinion, that's perfectly fine.
And we're not going to, argue with you over it or whatever the case may be with that. Certain things are, I can understand it to a degree, and other things are,
So in I Hate It Here, in towards the middle of the song, the most of the song is I hate it here, so I will go to secret gardens in my mind.
And the way that I take those lyrics is she's escaping from the real world into literature and stuff like that. That's how I took it, and that's how I would like to keep taking it.
The way that I took it is
at least the chorus. That's how I was taking it, because I was taking it as I
don't know what the chorus is. I don't know music talk.
The chorus is the main part of the song. I hate it here.
That part?
So
okay, that's the chorus.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry, I am not intelligent whenever it comes to music. So
the verses,
mind me being dumb.
The chorus is usually the part that gets repeated.
Okay.
And the verses are the stuff that changes, and then the bridge is the more powerful, right at the end of the song, where the music gets more intense and they're singing really intensely and whatever. Cruel Summer, the bridge is, I'm drunk in the back of the car and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Oh.
Okay.
The more you know.
But okay, so for the I hate it here, so I'll go to secret gardens in my mind, I take that as kind of, it's the same thing, escaping into your own world, but not necessarily through something, not through literature, but you more just kind of zoning out and just kind of filtering out all the bad things that are happening and being one within yourself.
I took it as literature just because of knowing her as a person. She's very big into different like literature, like and TV shows and that kind of stuff. So I feel like for her, like if she's like, I know like her favorite show is like Friends or Grey's Anatomy, like she's gonna go escape into that world for a little while and she's gonna think about that stuff because it's not real and it's not affecting her. That's how I took it. Like the chorus at least. And I know a lot of people in real life do that as well. Like when they're having a hard time, they're thinking about like literature and stuff that they love.
But the controversial part of the song is the part where she says
Me and my friends play a game where we pick which I think era we'd like to live in. I would say the 1830s without all the racists and being sold off or being married off for the highest bid.
Mm-hmm. People
didn't like that.
Did not like that specific line. Yeah, people hated that part of the song just because, I mean, who wants to go back into a world where there's racists and, I mean, hardcore racism and being married off for money. But then right after that lyric,
she literally, I don't remember the lyrics specifically because I don't listen to that song a whole lot, but it's something along the lines of, everyone goes quiet, then I realized that I actually would hate it there. Nostalgia is a mind trick, essentially.
Yeah. So pretty much the lyric in and of it, I mean, those lyrics in and of itself are speaking to, you know, being younger, playing imaginary with your friends, and, you know, wanting to pretend that you're in a different timeline. But, you know, no matter what time you really go back into, especially if you go back into the 1800s, it was not a good time, but it is romanticized because of the aesthetics of it. So then you know, the lyrics of everyone fell, what is it?
So the lyric is, my friends used to play a game where we would pick a decade we wished we could live in instead of this. I'd say the 1830s, but without all the racists and getting married off for the highest bid. Everyone would look down because it wasn't fun now. Seems like it was never even fun back then. Nostalgia is a mind trick. If I'd been there, I'd hate it. It was freezing in the palace.
But people were only focusing on the part where it was saying that we would imagine to go back to the 1830s, which... who wants to go back to the 1830s? But really, she's just saying
because her specifically, the 1830s was like a very revolutionary time for poetry and literature. So like for her, that's like a very enticing period to go back to. But actually, like if she really sits down and thinks about it, it's like that's not a great place to live, even if it's like there's all these good things about it, there's actually this going on and this going on and this going on.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, there really was nothing that good about it, except for the aesthetics. Like, you look back and you see pictures of it, you see drawings of it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. It was such a cool and different time. But then if you actually think about what happened in history, and then you're like, oh, wait a second. Why would I want to do that? I would actually hate it there. So that's actually what the song itself was about, but people didn't like it. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if she would actually play that song fully, because people really bashed that part of the song and made fun of it.
When she did play it as a surprise song, she played it one time. She didn't sing that part. She skipped over that
I don't
verse.
think that she will ever actually sing that part live.
She mashed it up with the lakes. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the lyric myself, but I fear that I kind of wish that she didn't put it on there just so that I didn't have to hear the backlash from it.
Yes.
Because her intentions were good, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that she had malicious intentions.
I don't think that she had bad intentions either. I just don't think it's not the right time period for her to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much cancel culture, and everyone, you know, has really intense opinions, and it's so put out there because of social media and stuff, so you can't really say anything in that realm that even hints towards things like racism and
anti-feminist
all the bad things. You can't even allude to that type of stuff without getting canceled. So
especially as a white woman.
If
a white man were to say that, I fear that the response would be different.
Yes. So there's that. She also had
There's like an ongoing controversy since the Eras tour began. You know, she uses her private jet instead of flying commercially because, you know, the safety of her team, because she does fly her entire team. It's
also faster.
It's faster, but also her taking one flight with her entire team is basically a commercial flight. However, People are saying that she is an eco-terrorist, a climate terrorist. There's even more intense words that I'm not sure of off the top of my head because there's just so many of them.
People really, 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 really bash her for using her private jet to get to and from the Eras tour and then to wherever else home.
Like when she went to the
game.
Super Bowl and, she was at a couple of Travis's games. Speaking of her going to one of Travis's games, the Chiefs played the Bills in Buffalo, New York, right next to us, and I didn't know that Taylor Swift was there.
It's horrible. Yeah, so a lot of people really don't like her for that. And my thing is like, okay, yes, it's not good for the environment. And I've said this before on here. I'm the first to say I, unfortunately, am not super environmental. Like, I care, but I don't care at the same time. Like, I don't make an effort as much as I should to help the environment. Heaven is better than me whenever it comes to certain things like plastic, using plastic and stuff like that. So, like, for me, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal at the same time. Because if you really think about it, she is one of the most famous people in the entire world.
If she were to go into a
commercial, if she went into an airport,
the airport would have to be completely shut down. There would be no one else allowed in the airport because the floods of people that would show up to the airport would be unsafe for other travelers and her and her team.
Like, to even think that she would even have to, like, to step foot in an airport to go on a commercial flight is honestly, like,
it's unrealistic. It's a little insane to me, if I'm being real. Like, all you have to do is look at a picture of the rehearsal dinner of her best friend Jack Antonoff's wedding. There was thousands of people crowded outside of, I'm not sure if it was a restaurant or if it was a venue for like a party type thing, but there was literally crowds of people and police had to show up and make them move. Like, she couldn't even leave the building.
That's crazy. I did not know that. But yeah, like, she's one of the most famous people in the entire world, especially in America. Like, it's not safe for anyone for her to be in such a full place like a public airport.
Oh, definitely.
So be like, well, you should be taking commercial flights because if you're going to be putting so much toxins to the air and stuff, at least it's with a full plane and like a big plane. Like, okay, like Kevin said, the private jet is not just her in it. It's not just her and her boyfriend. Like, I don't know this for sure, like, officially, but, like, it just makes sense to have as many people on the jet as possible. And if she's Taylor Swift, no matter wherever she goes, she has people with her, whether that be her boyfriend, whether that be her parents, whether that be her manager, whether that be her publicist. She has security guards with her. She has bodyguards with her at all times, following behind her. You may not notice, but they're there.
And I'm sure that I'm not 100%, but her band might fly with her as well. But, like,
obviously not all the time, but whenever it comes to the Eras tour specifically,
that's what I mean. Like, when she goes to the Eras tour, I think her band flies with her as well. But, like, even when she's not using the jet and her carbon emissions are still up, she like lets her friends and use and rent her jet so that they can fly safely as well and have privacy, whatever they need. Like, she tries to share her jet, so it's not just like I have all this money, like, I'm gonna fly my jet wherever, like, I'm gonna go fly to Taco Bell. And, like, I saw one where they're like, it's official, Taylor Swift's jet, like, logged the shortest flight ever, and it was only 41 seconds. They were testing the jet to make sure that it was safe to fly because it had just had maintenance done.
That's so funny. Like, okay, if it's only gonna take 41 seconds, then you can take a car. Like, she's not an idiot.
Like, she's not gonna make herself fly out. Like, I feel like it's more of a hassle to get into a plane, wait for it to take off and fly to go 41 seconds. Like, at that point, if it's only a 41-second flight, it's probably like a 2-minute walk. Like, she might as well just walk.
Yeah, I don't even think that there is such thing as a 41-second flight, truly. Like, it's like you get off the ground and you go back down.
Like, I think that that's, like, unsafe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the way that they did it was, like, they went up and then they flew. I think what it is like 41 seconds after takeoff. Like, they flew for 41 seconds and then they slowly landed
Yeah.
to make sure that the plane could fly. But, like...
And also the thing is,
Would
like...
you rather it, like, crash into
she's
the
not the
ocean and kill
only...
everyone in her freaking plane? Like, what?
She's not the only celebrity that uses a private jet. Sure, she uses it a lot right now because she's on a worldwide tour for the most part. Like,
she doesn't even leave her house really when she's not on tour. Like, and when she is on her breaks, like, obviously she goes and sees Travis play football, but that is like a new thing. Before, like, she didn't really go anywhere. She was always in her New York apartment.
people will say, well, she doesn't have to fly her private jet to the football games or whatever. She doesn't have to fly her private jet to this and that and the next thing. It's like, okay, are you Taylor Swift? Do you know how busy her schedule is? Because I bet you, even if she has the 2-month break of not doing the Eras Tour, she's going to practices for the Eras Tour. She's going to workout sessions. She's going to her vocal lessons or her vocalized training. She's going to go visit her parents. She's gonna go visit her boyfriend.
She's gonna go visit her friends that live in her hometown.
She might be sick. She has to go to the doctor. Like, she has a life. She can't.
And most of the time, she, like, Ubers or takes taxis and stuff when she's, like, out and about. Like, even in, or, like, she has, like, you know, like, a driver. Like, she orders, like, a car from, like, one of those, like, type of driver services so that she's not using so much. You know what I mean? Like, and not only that, like even if you watch her documentary, she's taking an Uber. Her and her, whoever is recording, you know, the camera person, they're taking an Uber to wherever they're going. And then she was talking about, like, even outside of her house, let's talk about, like, the crowding and the unsafeness. There are people outside of her house, crowds of people, like 50, 60, 100 people, just outside of her apartment.
Yeah, so to say that, like, it's super wrong of her to use private jets to get to and from different states and different countries, it's not necessarily her fault that is the way that it is. Like, we are the people that made her famous, that made her unsafe all of the time, to the point where she needs to do it for her own safety. And, like, at the end of the day, sure, she doesn't have to do the Eras Tour, but we expect her to do it.
And also, the Eras Tour is helping the economy of so many places to the point where other countries are begging her to come play there so that it'll help their economy. She raised $320 million over the 6-night span that she was in LA just for the county that she was in. $320 million from the lodging, from the food, from the tickets, from the venue, from the people buying their outfits and that kind of stuff, like, and buying, like, you know, like, they're buying stuff in the venue. Like, it's like, that's crazy that how much money that she just brings from doing this. She increased the American economy by $5.7 billion because of this tour. She's gonna get in trouble if she doesn't do it, and she gets in trouble when she does do it. Like, what is she supposed to be doing? Like, what can she do for her to be this perfect person that is never under controversy?
Yeah, I think people have too many expectations for her, because at the end of the day, she's a 30-something-year-old woman.
She's 34, about to be 30.
30, almost 5-year-old woman that has a life, that has a family, that has interests and normal things that human beings do. Like, just because she's famous, it doesn't mean you can't expect her to put her safety in the front end.
And also,
the people that she loves, safety in the front end.
Yeah, speaking of more controversy, since we're talking about her being 34, I just remembered she's under fire by, I'm not sure which magazine or, like, newspaper it is. She's under fire right now for not being married and not having kids right now.
Are you serious?
Huh? She's a bad role model for young girls because she's not married and doesn't have any kids.
That's actually crazy.
And I was like, I don't hear them saying the same thing about her boyfriend. Her boyfriend isn't married. Her boyfriend doesn't have kids.
And he's the exact same age as her for the most part.
He's older than her by 2 months.
Oh, there you go. That's so stupid.
Yeah. Everybody on TikTok was like,
Excuse me?
And guess who wrote the article?
A man?
Yep.
I don't want to be a man hater. I'm not a man hater, but God.
Now that we're talking about her expectations, we should talk about how fans are expecting Reputation, Taylor's version, over every single thing that she says or does, and it's kind of insane to me.
Have you seen the
The outfit thing?
No.
Oh.
The piano hissing thing?
Oh my god. Yes, I actually have seen that. So the piano
I don't know if that's, like, accurate, but, like...
I feel like, because I think that the piano actually did hiss one time, because they say that happened twice. I think one of the times she laughed, and then the other time was the piano actually hissed when he, like, fixed, like, whenever he tried to fix it. Like, he opened it and it made a noise. I don't think it was actually a hiss. I just think that it was the piano reacting to whatever the maintenance guy did to it.
But people say it's a hiss, alluding, like, as an Easter egg, saying that Reputation's coming soon.
And the only reason people are saying that is because the last time she had an issue with the piano, it was playing the keys by itself because it had been rained on the night before. She goes, oh my gosh, my piano's haunted. And then like 2 weeks later or something, she announced Speak Now Taylor's version, and Haunted is on Speak Now Taylor's version. I thought that that was a stretch. I really did. I thought that both times the piano thing, I thought that that was such a stretch.
But like literally over every single thing, every little extra thing that she does, people are like, oh my gosh, Reputation's coming soon.
Like she like says a number and they're like, oh my god, it's this many days till this thing, and then this thing is this many days from this thing. I'm like, genuinely, you are confusing me. Like I'm not a mathematician, and I will never claim to be a mathematician, but some of the things that they say are just like so ridiculous. Like, why are you even sitting there taking the time to do this math? I feel like there are some valid Easter eggs. Like, I do think the elevator in the, I think it's Bejeweled music video, I do think that that has some merit to it. I think that she did that on purpose. I think that the Bejeweled bracelet that she wears and that she sells on her website, it's very similar to the colors of the elevator. I do think that like, they're representative of all the albums. But, like, I don't think that, like, every single time she changes her outfit, it doesn't mean anything. She changes her 1989 outfit every single week. Like, it's a different color, and everybody's saying now because she's wearing like solid color outfits, because the 1989 set is usually a one color top and then a different color skirt. The past like couple of places and the couple of times she's changed her outfit, it's been like a solid color. She did like a solid blue, a solid pink, a solid yellow, and now she did tonight a solid purple. They're saying that it, and then like her Fearless dress, she just changed. It's like a black and gold one. They're saying that the order that she did that in is reminiscent of the Look What You Made Me Do music video. And then like the clip that they pull up, it's like, so there's like the background people, and they're all wearing like, one's wearing blue, one's wearing yellow, one's wearing pink, whatever. And then but the one that they're saying is Taylor is the black, like, because Taylor's wearing a cat mask in this part. They're saying that the black and gold Fearless dress is Taylor that's in the center, and I'm like, how? She's literally wearing a black hoodie and a cat mask. So, like, the stuff like that is just confusing me. Like,
yeah, people really push it whenever it gets to, like, the adding certain numbers and dates and all these things. I'm like, well, okay, you guys are, like, really stretching. Just go lighthearted. Like, this is just fun. You know, if there's really an Easter egg, then we'll figure it out. But, like, you know, that's really pushing it. And what's really funny to me is, like, they add up all these numbers. And, like, she's going to announce the date of whatever, and then it doesn't happen.
It's like some things, like, they've genuinely, like, only been right one time, and it was when 1989 Taylor's version was going to be announced. Like, we all knew, because she kept changing, like, everything to blue. We all knew that that was going to be 1989 Taylor's version, and she was going to announce it the one night that she did in LA, and then that night she did a blue folklore dress, a blue Speak Now dress, a blue 1989 outfit, like a blue surprise song, and she never did any of those except for Speak Now blue before. So then we're like, okay, she's gonna do it. But other than that, like, they genuinely drag it so bad. Yeah. Like, and it kind of makes me afraid for her. Like, like, genuinely, like, it gives her a bad rep too, because her fans are like psychotic to other people. Like, other people find Swifties to be insufferable and psychotic. And, like, I don't want to be, like, claimed to be insufferable and psychotic. Like, there are genuinely people who will not be friends with you if you say that you like Taylor Swift, because they think you're going to be crazy.
Do you think that she's going to do Reputation or debut next?
That's a good question. I hope it's Reputation next, because I feel like her taking her reputation back and then taking her name back would be pretty cool. But I don't know. I feel like it's a double-edged sword with that, because 1 second, like, I think that she might do Reputation next, because it's like it'll be like, it's highly anticipated, it's what the fans want next, and she'll want to save like her her first album, her signature album, like she wants to save that for last. Also, I'm thinking she might do debut next because it's not as highly anticipated of an album, so she might want to end her re-recordings with a bang. And so like she might end it with Reputation, but I don't know. I would be happy either way.
I personally think it's gonna be Reputation. Just because for my brain, I would prefer it be Reputation and then Taylor Swift, because I think it is just kind of like, it's just nice that her first ever album is her last re-record. I just feel like that's satisfying to me. I don't care if it's, whatever way it is, I don't really care, but ideally that's what I think. Do you think that she's going to, when she does release Reputation, Taylor's version, she's going to get a new outfit for the Reputation part?
No. I genuinely think like something about her is like so emotionally attached to this Reputation outfit that she's never going to change it. I do, though, while we're talking about it, I do think that she might do Reputation next as well, because she's in a happy relationship where she's in love again. So like it might be a good time to do an album that's so like prominent of emotion and full of love, whereas like her other albums that used to be so full of emotion, when she re-recorded them, she kind of sounds dead inside. So I don't want her to like I would love her to do it when she's feeling all these emotions about her being in love. Like I feel like that would be like a really, like it would really be reminiscent of what Reputation was really about. Mm-hmm. Speaking of her being in love, we are going to talk about Travis. I love this man. I was not on the Travis Kelce train at first. I was like, I don't get it. He didn't have his beard grown out when she first started dating him. He grew out his beard, and he is a much more attractive
Beards
man.
can change a man.
He just had that like weird mustache, and he looked like the car from Cars. It's like an army car, I think.
Yeah, like the vet one. I don't know if he's necessarily a vet, but he was an ex race car driver.
Yeah, this car right here. That's what he looked like before he grew his beard out.
If that car was red, they would be twins.
So I was like, I don't get it, like I don't like it. But then like he grew out his facial hair, and I started seeing him like at the Eras tour and see them like at the games and stuff. And I was like, wait, that's actually really cute. And
I think that they're adorable.
I think that they're a really cute couple, and I think that I think that her ex-boyfriend Joe was like what she needed during like, the pandemic and during like her reputation being destroyed. But I think now that she's such a big person, she needs a partner that's going to be able to keep up with that, and I think that Travis is a really good choice for that. Like he's very out there. He's very like one of the things he said in a podcast recently, he was like, that's my lady, like I'm private about it, but I'm not going to hide it. I'm proud to be her man type thing.
Yeah, I think whenever it came to Joe, right, that was his name? Yeah. Like you said, they were a good match at the time because she needed to kind of be in her own bubble, stop going out into the world as much because she needed to, like, recuperate from all the drama that had happened in the past. And he's very much so a private guy, so it worked at the time. But whenever she wanted to get back out there in the world, and he was not prepared, nor did he ever want to do that in the first place. But Travis is really bringing out the light in her, and I think it's really sweet.
Yeah, like I think that like she like looks so happy whenever she's with him, and like she's even gotten comfortable enough to bring him on stage and stuff. Like that was so funny. I did not expect that coming at all. Like I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But like she's very proud about being with him. She posted a photo of him. She never posted anything with Joe. Like she posted a photo of him with the royal family of England.
That selfie is so funny.
That selfie is iconic. Hold on, let me pull it up because that's just too good. Mm-hmm. Like that's just like one of the most iconic things I think I've ever seen.
I really hope that they stay together.
Me too.
Like forever. Like I hope that their relationship just stays the way it is.
Like, that's iconic. Like,
I hope that they grow together. Like, their personalities grow, and they still complement each other as time goes on.
And I think that, like, it's really sweet that she changes the lyrics to Karma, because Karma used to be Karma is the guy on the screen coming straight home to me, but now it's Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. She does, like, mashups for him, like she did the So High School, Everything Has Changed, and whatever the other song that I can't remember. She did that mashup for him, and like he always comes down and he waits for her at the side of the stage, and they always leave together, and it's just like so cute. And I'm very content with their relationship.
I think that it's obvious that he makes her feel good, and so that's why everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're so cute, because she's glowing around him.
Yeah, or like when he surprised her in Ireland, like, because he wasn't supposed to go because he was at his friend's wedding, but then he showed up like halfway through the folklore set, and she was all like,
Oh my god.
it was like, it was so cute.
Yeah.
They're just a very cute couple, and I really hope that they do last. Like, even if they don't get married, I hope that they stay together for a long time, because he really does like bring out a good glow in her. Speaking of relationships, I wanted to do, because I think it's kind of funny, who each album is about, or like at least mainly about, because there are some songs on each album that aren't about like the same person. So we'll start with Taylor Swift. That one is about her high school boyfriend Drew. She name drops him in a song. Your favorite, actually. Drew looks at me. He actually got arrested recently for domestic abuse, but that's off topic. Fearless is mainly about Joe Jonas. That's kind of funny to me. Speak Now is about a mixture of Joe Jonas, John Mayer, and a couple songs about Taylor Lautner, my man. Love him. He's iconic. I love that she brought him for the I Can See You music video. And Joey King, because Joey King was in the original Mean music video. I thought that was fun that she did that. Red is mainly about Jake Gyllenhaal and John Mayer. 1989 is mainly about Harry Styles. That's also my man. Reputation is mainly about Joe Alwyn. Lovers about Joe Alwyn. Folklore and Evermore, she says, are fake stories that she made up, but I think they're about Joe as well. I think some of it is like actually like fake stories, like Nobody No Crime, obviously she didn't murder him, but like stuff like that. Or like Dorothea is about, on Evermore, is about Selena Gomez, and there are some stuff about her own personal struggle, and she did talk about how like Epiphany is about like is about a mixture of COVID and her grandfather in the Vietnam War, I think. But I think that like some of the songs, especially Evermore, like Tolerate It, I fear is not fake, and I fear it is about Joe. Midnights is about, she says it's about 13 sleepless nights in her life, but I think it's mainly about Joe. Tortured Poets is a mixture of Joe, Maddie Healy, and Travis Kelce, because he's got a couple songs on there about him.
It sounds like a lot of people, but in reality it's really not. Granted that she's almost 35.
She only has, I think Travis is her 13th boyfriend.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yeah, because she dated Drew. I guess, I don't know. I think it's her 13th boyfriend since she's been famous, but I don't know. Because I don't know. I know Drew, Taylor Lautner, Joe Jonas, John Mayer, Harry Styles, Connor Kennedy. Did I say Taylor Lautner yet? Taylor Lautner, Joe Alwyn. There's more. I'm missing some. I really am missing some.
Well, I can put on the screen for the video listeners a little list of all of them. We'll see if Heaven's right about the 13th boyfriend. Because if he is the 13th, that would be actually insane. Because there's this whole thing where, like, they're
Tom
tied.
Hiddleston and Calvin Harris.
They're tied by, like, an invisible string. And there's a lot of things in their past that allude to them being together now.
Like, there's a picture of Taylor at a party, and there are 2 cubes in her hand with numbers on them. And on one of the cubes, you can see 8 and 7 and 13. And when you add 13 and 87, you get 100, so it's like a perfect whole. There's like that one random post of these 2 random people who have nothing to do with Taylor Swift, but this girl and her husband dressed up as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for Halloween in 2020. And it's just like stuff like that. There's like so much more.
There's so many things that I've seen.
I'll be 87, you'll be 89. His number, or no, it's you'll be 87, I'll be 89. His number is 87, and one of her numbers is 89 because she was born in 1989.
They're both born in 1989.
Yep.
There's just a lot. I think it's so fun. And
Yeah.
if he's the 13th boyfriend, that would be crazy because
I'm like 95% sure he's the
lucky
13th
number,
boyfriend.
her favorite number is 13, so that would be insane. They're just destined. And if they break up, it's going to be like, I question everything in the
He
world.
went to the show tonight, by the way. I just got a tweet of him that he was seen leaving the stadium.
Okay, well, we should
Karma
probably...
is the guy on the Chiefs.
Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home to me. All right, so we should probably end it because my phone is going to die. We've been talking for a little bit of way too long.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes. Our other one was longer.
That is true, but it is a long time. So,
And I need to go home and take a nap.
yes, and Heaven needs to go home and sleep before work tonight. So thank you so much for watching. If you love Heaven, rate this show.
Also, as an update to the Jake Shane thing, we got tickets to see Jake Shane on October 22nd.
Yeah.
Tense up, pussies!
Go watch our last episode together, which was, do you remember what number it was? No. It was a couple episodes ago. Yes, Storytime featuring Heaven. I think it was like number 6. But yeah, if you want your story, if you want to rant, if you want to ask for advice or whatever, you can email me at kindaunamusepod@yahoo.com, or you can DM me at madrosepie on Instagram. And all my socials are madrosepie, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And if you're interested, you can also go onto my Pinterest at A Dandelion Days. And Heaven, do you want to shout out your socials?
On Instagram and TikTok, it's Not So Heavenly, spelled Lea. I don't think I have any others.
Yeah, all of Heaven, all of us socials, all the links and stuff will be down below for you to check in the description of this video / audio. But yeah, I'm on Apple Podcasts as well, so if you would so kindly please go on there and rate this so that we can have more people join the Kinda Unamused fam. Peace out, tense up, and I'll see you next week.